And we'll move right into our next head coach, Matt Viator of UL Monroe. Do we have Coach Viator on the line?
Yes, we
Yes,
have
sir,
Coach
here.
Viator.
Awesome, thank you. Good morning, Coach Viator. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm fine. Thank you. How are you?
Doing good. Thank you for asking. Appreciate you asking. For members of the media on the call, please press *1 at this time to get in the queue to ask questions for head coach Matt Viator of UL Monroe. Coach, before we get to questions, your thoughts on last week's game against Arkansas State?
We're just very soundly beaten, and really in every phase of the game. Outcoached, outplayed everything, and started out bad. Didn't have a lot go our way to start the game, and got behind, and just didn't do enough to get back in the game. So, give Arkansas State credit. Thought their kids played good, looked really fast, played physical, played fast, and Coach Anderson and his staff obviously had them ready to play, and at that level, and we didn't match that. So, South Alabama this week is, just looking at them, obviously a very talented football team. To be able to beat a team like Mississippi State and to handle a team like San Diego State, and some of the things they've done this year have really been impressive and stuff. So, I know they're 4-4 in the year, and obviously still really in the hunt for a bowl game, and they have a really good football team. Offensively, when they have the ball, it's Everett is a guy that I've always noticed. I mean, even before I got to the Sun Belt the last couple of years, and watching games and on whether I DVR'd Wednesday night or Thursday night games or whatever. I mean, he's just a guy that stands out. Is extremely talented, matchup nightmare when you look at what he can do, and the skill set that he has. I've really been impressed with their quarterback as well. I think he's done some really good things for them. Defensively, I think they're fast, and really been impressed with them defensively, especially their linebackers. I think are really good football players and kind of set the tone, the physical tone for what they do defensively. So, we've had two road games back to back in New Mexico and Arkansas State, and looking forward to coming back home.
Thank you, Coach. On Saturday, you were able to get 10 different student athletes to get a reception, and 7 different ones ran the ball. Were you able to see any benefits of getting that much meaningful snaps for some of your student athletes on the roster?
Well, I mean, we've been trying. We've been trying to get guys involved, and we're still early, I think, in trying to build a program and what we're trying to do, and we're trying to get as many guys involved as we can. Obviously, a lot of that had to do with the fact that we were losing, and stuff too. Some of it certainly did. The fact that we got some guys in there, maybe a little bit quicker than what we normally get in there, but we're still trying to assess really what we have and who wants to compete week in and week out, who wants to be physical week in and week out, and it's a process that's ongoing.
And Coach, in the fourth quarter, Thomas Koofy broke out for a 61-yard run, and largely to that benefit, he finished with 67 yards rushing on the day. What did you see from him on Saturday?
He came in and ran the ball hard, and we were excited about that. Thomas is a guy that's, been third, fourth, anywhere on the depth chart, and starting August camp. I mean, going into the season when we thought we would have Tyler Kane, he was down even one further, but he's made the transition. He didn't get here till the summer, coming in from junior college, and I'm happy to see. He's a great kid, and I'm happy to see him have some success the other night. Hopefully that can help us the next 4 games.
Coach, with South Alabama coming into this game, they have 2 effective quarterbacks on the season that they've used. What's really the key for that to stopping them on offense when they also have, as you mentioned before, Gerald Everett at the tight end position?
Well, I think we're going to have to try to do, hopefully, is do a good job against the run and try to get them in down and distance situations where, because when they've been at their best is when they have good mix and they have good balance, and they've been able to do both. And they certainly have the ability to do both. But hopefully, we can do some good things on first and second down and try to, try to put them in third down situations. The other thing that, we have to do, which we just haven't been able to do this year, is to create turnovers. And in the one conference game that we won, Texas State, we created 3 or 4 turnovers, and the other games we haven't, and that's something we'll need to do.
All right, Coach, that's all the questions we have for you this morning. We appreciate your time as always.